Cancer, I can see that there's definitely been some overstimulation in terms of the nature of what you're able to handle and what you can't handle. You've set the limits in place there, you've set the boundaries in place. This is the Arcana Veil. Let's have a look. We have the Serpent. Of course, setting the nature of boundaries in place is definitely a transformation process that's happening for many of you. We have nurture, and it's time to nurture the self. Nothing wrong with that. We have the first house. This is coming up for you. In the nature of your personal self, your identity, there is a change taking place inside of you. Call it growing pains. Let's call it that. And these are there for you because you are setting new boundaries in place, and therefore your shell is growing to that capacity of being able to handle what it is that you can handle and what not. Where the territory is that you are within, and what is yours and what is not. You're setting that process in place within your consciousness because it's part of how you nurture yourself here. It is all part of building up the self here, so this is a deeper part of your consciousness that requires some clearing up, some guidance for you. This may have been a question that you've been wondering about for some time, and it has traveled through the ethers to me to be able to read for you. We have the 9 of coins here under the Serpent. There is reward and promise in the changing of setting down the Empress, the boundaries that you require to have within you. The 10 of coins here. We have the King of Swords going through some sort of process here that definitely requires for you a establishment of that need. We have the Temperance in reverse, so you're being reminded to start up already. Start it up already. Get on with it. Don't dilly-dally. Don't question. Don't worry too much, because your intentions are set in place here by the very nature of your choices that you're making. Remember, you have the ability to use the King of Swords as part of your consciousness, your nature, within the ability to establish the ground rules that you require. Again, if I have not said so, this is a Cancer collective, and this is for everywhere ever Cancer is placed in your chart, which will then answer to you and give you a timeless reading of where you are right now. But in the nature of this particular choice that you're making in setting down new boundaries, you're not going to take too much time in doing that, because it really is a state of inner thought of nurturing the self that will determine setting those boundaries in place. It is because you care for yourself that you nurture the boundaries and the relationships with others around you. It is because of that nature that you have the King of Swords at your disposal to be able to use to your advantage in setting down those boundaries. See for you the underworld, or that which is in the subconscious here, so we can see how the upper consciousness can mine from these caves up those beautiful minerals that you require to work with you here. The 5 of Wands under the 9 of coins here, definitely giving you the direction, or that which is the motivation for you to establish the path going forward. The 9 of coins here as the promise towards the promised land. The 10 of coins, that of course is proverbial and also within the nature of the self as an archetypal focus. In other words, you're focusing on setting up a new pathway. Temperance here under the Empress, very much to rest in this position, because that is the nature of who you truly are. This is what you desire, the heart of the nature, the 10 of coins. And you are reminded that you have the 6 of cups, which can become the 10 of coins, because it requires the middle ground. Water requires earth to bring up the fluid, the water the coins, the minerals to come out. In other words, you're looking at a mining taking place. Someone may be involved in Bitcoin. That's just something that's just come up here as well. We have the Hanged Man under the King of Swords. That's state of nature. You've already got that there. It's nothing really new for you. You already know what you've got. So this is just an affirmation for you. We have the Three of Wands here under the reverse Temperance, suggesting that you are definitely wanting to move sideways, which is what you normally do to be able to establish your ground rules that you've set in place. If you are in the company of people that you feel are invading your boundaries, set them in place by focusing on the nurturing of the self, and that will tell you how to set the boundaries up. There's no written rule that says how a boundary should be set up. A boundary is literally just a line that is being drawn in the mind where you will not tolerate certain things to happen for you or to you that might be of a negative nature or in threatening your nature of yourself, of who you are. And that is part of how you self-preserve. It's not because you're putting people out of your life, but it's because you're trying to find the Empress space of nurture within the self. We have the Two of Swords here over the Five of Wands. Definitely part of the bridge here is to come into that understanding that you shouldn't be in two minds about this now. You're being reminded that you are actually setting yourself in the right path for the self. You're setting yourself first, which means you are looking at yourself now, even if you're in a relationship, as needing to heal and nurture, so that you are able to bring that energy into place so that it can carry you through. We have the High Priestess over the Empress here. We have the Ten of Swords over the Six of Cups and the Ten of Coins. There's the Air. We have the Sun that came out over the Hanged Man and the King of Swords. Your pathway is being measured here by taking time to Five of Pentacles. Focus on how you understand your choices for yourself. It's not selfish to love yourself. Loving yourself done in the right way should be not at the cost of others. That is self-love. Loving the self at the cost of others and the self is not self-love. That is narcissism, to put it like that. And that particular disorder could be something that you're trying to move away from, people like that who may be in your life. That might be something for someone specifically. The Ten of Swords here over the Six of Cups. Is it a pain for you to connect with certain people of your family? You don't have to do that. You can keep it minimal. You don't have to be in everybody's place, in everybody's space, because they wanted to so. Maybe they should all come to your space in the way that you require it to be so. In other words, by your own rules. The Ten of Swords here, each sword is an element of air. And air requires the Six of Cups, water, to mine up from the earth the coins. Okay, the promise of things to come, the promise of the land that you wish to encounter or experience, or the dream that you wish to have happen for you. You want a family. You're tired of being alone. You're tired of meeting the wrong people. You're tired of dating the wrong people and experiencing their baggage. Put boundaries in place, what you want within yourself first. And setting that in place in your mind is then what will determine for you to cross over this pathway that feels distraught, that feels hard to move through. We have the Sun here illuminating and saying that that is the truth by the very nature of how you then become visible to that which you seek to come to you. If you set the intentions in place inside of the heart of yourself, you will become visible to that which must come to you if your intentions ring true and solid, there's no doubt there, you will experience that to come forward. The Five of Pentacles here over the Three of Wands, and the reverse Temperance, saying you have already done so much. It's just 5 pentacles less than what you want. Right now, that's what you've got. So on a financial level, you have enough to set you through. If you don't have enough, and you think that you don't have enough, then do some working on Three of Wands. Talk more about what it is that you wish to bring towards yourself. In other words, I'm showing you that this is about you manifesting or materializing what you wish to desire by establishing boundaries within the self. In other words, getting rid of that which is cluttering up your thoughts. Knowing that you have the ability, the High Priestess, to set that in place. And then this is the wish that you have worked on, that you keep focusing on. And I want to say, keep your eye on the prize and keep the relationship with the self as if you are already on that pathway. And you are already on the pathway because the sun says, yes, you are. So therefore, that is how swift materialization starts to happen, because you then show here that you actually get that, which is what you want. And it comes to you in a measured way, because in your nature as Cancer, you are observing and focused on the nature of measurement. In which way, how much measurement do you give something in order for you to receive that coming back to you from the oceans of where you come from. I will leave this with you, Cancer. This was your reading. Until next time.